see there's a big LA following.
Where? LA following? Beautiful. All right, so we have 2 minutes for emails. No, you don't have to be quiet. I could still talk. By the way, you're manning the camera. Hey, good morning. We were worried about you. So I received a beautiful email last night from somebody that's on his way to Israel. So it says like this. He's a lawyer. This is what he looks like. He even sent me a picture of him and his son. He said he tried to start, it's a long email, I'm not going to read the whole thing. Tried to start the daf 2 cycles ago and failed within a few months. Last cycle I started again. A year and a half or so fell off. He was very discouraged. I figured I would try a different tactic this time and going to the scene with my 13-year-old son. I remember that I sat him on my lap in the summer 7.5 years ago and started Berachos, and distinctly remember thinking that the next siyum he'd be a teenager. This time around, I committed to slipping an ear pod in whenever I get a chance and seeing if I could do it. And I could tell you that with your YouTube share, it's been amazing. It's already, 12 days in. Okay, Givaldik. Last week, when the class broke out into singing, I started to cry. It brought me back 30 years ago to a story I completely forgotten when I was in 12th grade, sitting in a shul with my Rebbe, Rabbi Meirfeld. He started a different Gemara that started Tanya, and I spontaneously broke into singing and sang the tune to that piece, even though the words were different. When I realized what I had done, I thought I was in big trouble. Instead, Rabbi Meirfeld smiled and with his warm way gave me a nice compliment. So immediately after your video, I picked up the phone and called Rabbi Meirfeld, who I haven't called in many, many years. It was such a beautiful feeling. Anyways, he's fulfilling a lifetime dream, taking my children for the first time to Israel. He sincerely hopes he can find this place and to give you a hug and cement a bond that will be strong for the next 7.5 years. Sincerely, Michael. I don't know where he is now. What's that? No, he's from Englewood, New Jersey. A lawyer. You know him? Okay, you know his Rosh Yeshiva. We have a few more, but with not enough time to read. We'll do this one tomorrow. All right, Rabbi Isai. I see all the emails, even though I don't read them. Yeah, because if you guys don't trust any of these emails, you can ask Yossi Biliak. He's the one in charge of sending them to me. I'm not writing them myself. Maybe he's writing them. I don't know. But this one came with a picture. All right, and whoever sponsored the tchelas for people, please talk to me, because this lawyer has a request, and please speak to me. Okay. Today. I didn't realize he was sponsoring to everybody who's watching. Yeah. They're all a family. They're all. You sponsor, you're in. If you're here in the room, say yes or no. Is it everybody in the world that's watching? Yes, he says yes. Okay, great. V'koirin, we're holding Daf Yud Beis Amud Aleph, 7-8 lines down. V'koirin Aseres Hadibros. So we discussed that the Kohanim would go into the Beis Hamikdash. They would shech the korban tamid by alois, by the break of dawn, put it on the mizbeach, and then the Sgan Kohanim would announce, Rabbi Isai, Koirin Aseres Hadibros. They would say one bracha. Kohen Aseres Hadibros, Shema, V'hoyim Shemaya, V'yomer, Emes V'yatziv, V'avoida, U'birkos Kohanim. Omer Rav Yehuda Omer Shmuel, Af Begvulin Bikshu Likrois Kain. Aseres Hadibros. What could be greater than Aseres Hadibros? So they did it in the Beis Hamikdash. They try to do it in all the shuls. Elo shekvar bitlu mepnei taroimes haminin. The minim. We're going to see some of it we say it in Kriya Shema, we talk about the minim. They try to distort the Torah. And what they try to do is say that all we have in the Torah, all HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us was Kriya Shema and Aseres Hadibros. Look, this is the only thing he's saying in the Beis HaMikdash. So, Christians, yeah, Nazarus, but I don't know, did they have then? They didn't have, you're talking about the second bias. Maybe I shouldn't say it loud. I don't know. I saw Gonzalez. He subscribed yesterday to the YouTube. A guy Gonzalez. I don't know. Huh? Yeah, I'm just kidding. I don't know. We have some rayas.
Who cares what they say?
You have to. We do care. You see that we do care. You don't want to give them any place to that other people. We care that other Jews will get sucked into it and believe them. If they're kind of, oh look, these are the only two things, and look, Varaya, that's what they say in the Beis Hamikdash. Reb Nosson Oimer, Bagvulim Big Shuli Krois Kain El Shikfar Bidlum B'nei Taroim Haminim. Rav Vachano Savalim Gibinu B'Sura. Yeah, that's what I just told him. No, that's what the other Jews are gonna be convinced. So now the Gemara just brings different places. They try to put it into the Seder Hayoim. Omalei Rav Chizda Kvar Bidlum B'nei Taroim Haminim. Ameimar Savalim Gibinu B'Narda. Again, Ameimar try to do it in Arda. Omalei Rav Ashi Kvar Bidlum B'nei Taroim Haminim. I don't know. Maybe without the name. Maybe if you could raise the name a little bit.
Maybe no. I don't need
Why not? The guys want to see it. Rav Ashi, what? It's mechazik. Avi says. So put it on. Maybe without the name. But if one guy said you could put his name in for the chizuk. We'll get to his email also. There were a few good emails I was going to read, but this one I think took the cake. It came all the way late, and I liked it. It actually brought a tear to my eye. Omer le Rav Ashi, want to give me a hug? Shmak. Omer le Rav Ashi, kvar bitnu mibnei taroim haminim. So in Arda also they try to do it. At the end of the day, what do we do? So if I remember correctly, I couldn't really come up with a source, but if I remember correctly, Aser Sadibris is huge. So you should say Aser Sadibris. Don't quote me on this. I think you're supposed to say it bichidos, not berabim. The Rambam, this I know for a fact, the Rambam writes that you should not stand up by Aser Sadibris and Kriyas HaTorah like we do. But we do. Because we stand up by Aser Sadibris, and the Rambam says, look, that's like acting like the minim, like giving some power to the minim. So Rav Moshe Feinstein brings down that you should stand up, but stand up a few psukim beforehand. So what? The whole aliyah. Okay. The whole aliyah, like we said yesterday, the Chassam Sofer would stand up from Mishtabach in order to say Kriya Shema, not look like he's holding like Beishamai.
Rabbi Roberts in London,
yeah.
I asked him for Minik Shtus to stand up for the Sasdibs and for the Shira. Minik Shtus.
Why? But the Rambam talks about it. That's not a Shtus. We just don't do it according to the Rambam.
So I said, do you mind if I stay sitting down? He says, no, you don't be the one to change it.
Okay, so people ask that I repeat things. He's saying that his rabbi in England said that it's a minik shtus to stand. I don't know if I should repeat such things. Okay, but that's what the rabbi said.
You stand for the whole of Lenin, he said.
Okay. Oh, the whole Laney should stand. Okay, that's something else. His rabbi says the shtus is that you're sitting, not that you're standing for I get it. Okay. Says the Gemara, Ubeshabbos misivim brocha achas lemishmar yotze. So we said yesterday that there are 24 mishmaros. They divided the Kohanim into 24, and each week another mishmar took over the Beis Hamikdash, and they used to switch off in the middle of Shabbos. So as the incoming group came in, the outgoing group gave them a bracha. My bracha achas. What did they add on Shabbos? Omer B'chelboi Mishmar Yoytze Omer LeMishmar Nichnas. Misha Shikein Es Shmoi B'Bayis Hazeh. Whoever put his name, who's staying in this house, who dwells in this house, who Yashkim B'Neichem Ahava V'Achva. It's all about Achdus, Ahava V'Achva V'Shalom V'Reyos, brotherhood, friendship, peace, all the good Gishmak stuff. That's all they gave bracha for. Not for refuah, not for parnasa. There should be achdus. Okay? Which is, speaking of achvas, we have a tremendous simcha in our shir. The miyasid, he was there on day one. Yeah. Now I'm going to get emails that the Oilam started crying and reminded him of a... You can keep on singing, you keep on going. Aaron Yehuda is getting married tonight. His Bechar, it's his first wedding. He has 6 children. He's our, Reb Noam Fix is our stand-in Magid Shir when I'm gone. And he's a very integral part of our shir, so he invites the whole Oilam. Invitations didn't go out. It's a generation where we don't even send invitations. It goes out on the WhatsApp. So if you saw a great not, it's in Kinor David. It starts at 4 o'clock, it ends at 6. And the shir tonight is at 9:25 as usual. Be there or be square. No excuses. Fine. I don't know. What time is the wedding? He doesn't know.
6:30 chuppah.
6:30 chuppah. 6 o'clock, Kabbalah's pot, I'm sure. All right. Magam Shamru Laharich. Now, I might have said this story, but I just realized today. By Berachos, there's a fresh start. All the stories are erased. So even if I said a story on Nida Daf Nun, I could say it over now. It's all new. One of the times that I actually cracked myself up, I said a joke to myself and I laughed hysterically, was when I was a bacher. I woke up in the morning and I took my tzitzis and I said, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, Baruch my name is Zaynos, and I put it on. And a second later I realized what I've done. Like there's no kavana, nothing, just Baruch. Anyway, so this is what the Gemara is talking about. Here's the story right over here. Yeah. It's before the days. Tchelis didn't exist. It's a new invention, Tchelis. Mokem shomer laharich. Pshita, says the Gemara. Heicha de kanokit kasa de chamra biyodei. The guy's holding a cup of wine in his hand. But what does he have in his mind? The kosavar, like number 1 over here, kosavar de shichru. In his mind, he thinks that he's drinking beer. So what does he do naturally? Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam. I'm drinking beer. In other words, he's thinking about making a shahako right now. When he gets to the next step, he realizes his mistake. And and he finishes off great. He finishes off boyer priyagofen. But his whole Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam was a complete shahakol in his brain. What's the halacha? Yotza. It's good. Why? Because the finish was good. The problem was the beginning. Because even if he would have made a mistake and just said a complete shahakol on wine, you're also yotza. Shahakol includes everything. You can make a shahakol on everything. It's included. Hashem created everything. Ella, this is the question, and this question remains. We don't have a resolution to this question. We don't have a psak. Here, this guy. He's holding in his hand beer. I guess he's already half drunk. Doesn't know what he's doing. Because Sover de Chamra, in his mind, it's all in his head. In his head, it's wine. But physically, it's beer. So what happened? He started out the bracha thinking that it's wine because that's what he had in his head. So Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam was wine. V'siyim b'deshichra, and then he realizes his mistake that he's drinking beer. Mai basar ikar bracha azlinan or basar chasim azlinan. What's the question? The question is, do we base it on the Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam? Is that the main part? And since he messed that up, it's no good. Or since he finished off correctly, he said beer. He said shakol niyeh b'dvarei. That's okay. Right? Because hagafen doesn't work on beer. So his first thought of Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam is no good. Then he finished off correctly, but he didn't say Baruch atah Hashem on the correct thing. His Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam was wrong. It was on wine. He finished off shakol niyeh b'dvarei. Just saying shakol niyeh b'dvarei is not a good enough bracha. So what do we go by? Do we go by the beginning, the ikar bracha of Hashem's name, or the end part? Tashma, let's see if we can find the raya, and we don't. Shachris, person is davening Shachris, Potzach b'yoytzer or. He started saying Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, and before he got to yoytzer or, he's thinking to himself that he's going to say this, but he finished off Ma'ariv Arovim. Finished off the wrong way. He finished off in Ma'ariv. He went off.
He said your turn at the beginning.
So Rashi says he was thinking it. He was thinking it, Rashi says. Kaloimar adaita deleima yoytzer or. That's what Rashi says. V'siyem b'ma'ariv arovim. He thought he was going to say yoytzar. He thought he's starting shachris, but he finished off incorrectly. Lo yotzar. He's not yoytzar. Pasach b'ma'ariv arovim. He started out incorrectly. He thought he's in ma'ariv. It's early in the morning before his coffee. He thinks he's davening ma'ariv. He starts saying ma'ariv arovim. V'siyem b'yoytzar or. And then, here, sit down. And then he finished Yoitzer Ar, he finished correctly Yotza. Okay, so what do you see from here? L'chayri could bring a raya from here that it goes by the end. He messed up in the beginning, he finished correctly like he was supposed to. Yoitzer Hama Oiros, Yoitzer Ar means, he says Yoitzer Hama Oiros, that's the proper bracha, Yotza. Why? Because all I care about is the last words. Is that a good raya?
Why are we bringing this as a proof for Rishus when it should be from something else, like Chayda?
What's the difference? No difference.
You don't have to have a drink, but you have to say...
A bracha is a bracha. You yotze the bracha, not yotze the bracha. It doesn't matter if it's Rishus or not. Arvis, Pasach b'Marav Aravim, same exact halacha. He's davening Ma'ariv, it's late at night. He says, he starts off the right thing, Ma'ariv Aravim. V'si and b'yotzar, and he says, Yotzah ha'moiros. Lo Yotzah, because the ending wasn't good. Pasach b'yotzar, v'si and b'Ma'ariv Aravim. But if he started off incorrectly, but he finished off correctly, what's the halacha? Yotzah. Great. So l'chayr we have a good raya. The Gemara is going to slug up the raya. Klali shel davar, remember these three words. Klali shel davar, we have a klal, because anytime the Gemara says these words, it means that it comes to include something that is not written here. So we have a general rule. What's a general rule? Hakoil hoylech achar achitum.
There you have a chisun in the first.
Yeah.
You don't have a chisun.
What?
The ikar point of the first bracha is the first part of the bracha. There's no chasima. The bracha is Baruch Hashem. I'm saying there's no raya from.
Baruch Hashem, and he finishes off Baruch Hashem, Ma'ariv Aravim. Baruch Hashem, Yitzhak HaMoiros.
You don't have raya from there.
Right. So that's what the Gemara is going to say. Shani Yasam the Ka'amar Baruch Yotzar HaMoiros. Says the Gemara, what is the raya from Ma'ariv? Ma'ariv, you finish off with a proper bracha. So his ending is not like Shahakol Niyeh B'Dvaroi, 3 words that don't include Hashem's name. He says, Baruch Atah Hashem HaMa'ariv Aravim. Baruch Atah Hashem Yotzar HaMoiros. Why is that not considered a bracha? That's a perfect bracha. Yes, Baruch Atah Hashem B'Dvaroi Ma'ariv Aravim was wrong, but at the end he made it up by saying Hashem's name, Baruch Atah Hashem HaMa'ariv Aravim. What's wrong with that? So the Gemara says now that there's a shita that holds that that's not good enough. Just saying Baruch Atah Hashem is not a real bracha. You have to say Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech HaOlam. And in Ma'ariv you don't do that. You only say 3 words. You don't need to say everything Melech HaOlam Shapir. So it's a good. Call bracha she'ein ba'askaras Hashem ain't a bracha. It's not a good bracha. This is not a good bracha according to Rabbi because he didn't say it all. So it's a good raya that even though he didn't say a full bracha, he's yoytze. So also if you say shahakol niyeh b'dvarim, which is not a full bracha, I'm yoytze even though I started off thinking it's wine. Elo le Rabbi Yochanan dama kol bracha she'ein ba'malchus ain't a bracha. Michael Meimar. According to Rabbi Yochanan it says bracha d'Hashem is not a bracha. Yet over here we're saying it is a bracha. What's the raya? Elokivin the Omar Rabbi Bar Ula kedei lahaskir midas yom balaylo midas layla bayom. So it says the Gemara, no. You know what's different about Ma'ariv? Ma'ariv includes day and night. So when a person starts off his bracha, even if he says it incorrectly, here, get it here, right over here. Chair over here. Hello, maybe make some room. You can sit next to me even. Plenty of room. Wow, what's going on here? All right, welcome. Dr. Rosedale's not here for a few days in America, so you can sit here with Kvias. Huh? Yeah, Baruch Hashem. Says the Gemara, what does the Gemara say? That Ma'ariv and Shachris is different than a bracha of Shahakol. Because when a person starts off the bracha of Ma'ariv, he's thinking to himself, he's going to mention both day and night. So you can't mess it up. Even if you say Hamar Varavim, you say Yotzar, either way, it doesn't matter because you're eventually going to get to day and night in both of those brachas. But when you say Shahakol, you're not saying anything about wine. When you say wine, you're not saying anything about Shahakol. They're separate brachas. So when a person starts off saying Baruch Atah Hashem Asher b'dvarim Ma'ariv Varavim, he's thinking to himself, I'm talking about Shachris and I'm talking about Ma'ariv. I'm talking about both. Every person that starts off the bracha knows that he's eventually going to mention night and day. And Memela, even the beginning of the bracha includes the night and the day, so you can never mess that up. So don't bring a raya from Ma'ariv and Shachris. Toshma, so I have another raya. Klala shel davar. Those 3 words that says there's a general rule. Hakol hoylech achar chitom. We go by the end. Klala shel davar lasui mai. What does it come to include? Lav lasui hodam mar. Doesn't come to include the case that he's holding a cup of beer in his hand and he thought that it's wine, And it goes by the end of the bracha. Since he finished it off, Shakal Niyeh B'Dvari, it's a good bracha. L'chari, that's what it's coming. Loi, Lasui Nahama V'Tamri. So now the Gemara changes gears, and we're going into bracha achroina. Until now, we're talking about bracha rishayna. Says the Gemara, we're talking about a different case completely. We're talking about a case where a person is benching. And we have a confusion between bread and dates. What happened? What could be the case? He ate bread, so he starts benching a bracha achroina instead of birkas hamazon. He says me'ein shalosh. He starts saying alo eitz, val priya eitz, and then he started saying a bracha achroina. But then he went back on track and he finished birkas hamazon. Says Gemara, Hainu Bayon. That's exactly our question. So that can't be the pshat over there. What happened was that he ate dates. In his mind, for a second, he thought he ate the meal with everybody. He was sitting, let's say, at the table. They're all eating bread. It happens all the time, right? You eat, you don't wash, and you eat bread, and everybody benches, and you start benching with them. But what happened was you only ate dates. I was thinking pshat was that he started saying something, and his wife says, "What are you doing? You don't know bracha achroina bal peh. It has to be, yeah. It has to be that you're benching." He said, "Oh, yeah, you're right." Or another pshat I heard, I didn't like it as much, was that he started saying Baruch Ata. Then his wife chapped that he's on the wrong track. She said, "What are you doing? You're not supposed to be benching. You're supposed to be saying the bracha achroina." Yotza. So why in this case is he yotza? And again, he ate dates, and then he thought that he ate bread, so he started benching, and then he finished off with the bracha achroina. Why is he yotza? Because even if you bench, you say birkas hamazon, hazon is ha'olam kula. It's talking about being satiated, so you could say the first bracha of benching on anything. My time of the tamri nami meizan zayni. At the end of the day, you could become satiated from dates, and memeli could say birkas hamazon on dates. So we have two dots here. That's the end of the sugya. We don't have a resolution to our question. If a person holds a cup of beer, and he thinks in his mind that it's wine, so when he said Baruch Atah Hashem, he started off with Hagefen in his head, but he finished off Shahakol. Do we go by the beginning of the bracha where he messed up Hashem's name with wine, or do we go by the end of the bracha because at the end of the day he said Shahakol correctly? We don't know.
Can I just ask, is the implication of this though, where somebody starts benching?
It has to be short because I have to repeat every question.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's yotza on his dates.
Yeah.
Does he just stop at the first paragraph, or does he do the rest of the benching?
It doesn't say when he changed.
Oh, you're saying Sam, generally, a question on halacha.
Halacha.
I think you would stop, personally, but that's my own opinion. Because the only thing connected to dates is the first part, the satiation. The rest is other things that are neged to bread. That's what I would think, but I'm not a posek, I have no idea. What?
He doesn't have to do it on.
He wants to know, Mr. Cornbluth from England wants to know, when a person makes a mistake and he says benching on dates, and the Gemara says you yotze with that bracha, does he have to continue the whole benching to the end? That was his question. Omar Rav Rachinin Osova Mishmei Rav. Kol shaloi Omar emes v'yatziv shachris ve'emes ve'emuno arvis. If you don't say v'yatziv v'nochem v'kayim v'yoshar, and you don't say ve'emuno kol zois in Ma'ariv, lo yotzo yideichoy vasoy. I found this a little interesting, and the best I could come up with, because we learned that these brachas are not really for Kriya Shema. They were mesukin before Kriya Shema, but they're not real. But what it says here, that Chachamim were mesakin them with Kriya Shema. Therefore, if you don't say it with Kriya Shema, you are not mekayim the mitzvah kitikuna. There's a way to say the Kriya Shema, and that is with the brachas. And if you don't say with the brachas, you haven't been yotze Kriya Shema the proper way. Now, la halacha, if a person forgets to say v'yatz v'nachon, what should he do? Should he just say v'yatz v'nachon afterwards? The halacha is amazing. You have to repeat Kriya Shema with v'yatz v'nachon. Shenemar, lahagid ba'boiker chazdecha v'munoscha ba'leilos. Rashi says here, it says, Baboiker and at night, Chazdecha, that in the bracha of Emes V'Yatziv, it's all about chesed that HaKadosh Baruch Hu did with our forefathers, that He took them out of Mitzrayim, and Kriyas Yamsuf, and Emes V'Emunah comes to tell us all about the future, that we are waiting, that He should fulfill His promises to us, and save us from all the bad guys. Somebody who sent us in the morning a nice, beautiful, strong thing? Who is Machzor Vitri? Who was that? Oh, from LA? I didn't know the people from LA on the WhatsApp. Oh, it's your brother-in-law? Your brother-in-law. That's why he gave him the thumbs up. Yishkayach Reuven. I was wondering what was going on there. Okay, what did he say? He said that the neshama every night has a problem going up to Shemayim. He's very tired from the day. He goes up. He doesn't want to come back down. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, we'll fulfill the promise here. Fulfill the promise. Okay, I trusted, you trusted me that I should take your neshama. I'll make sure he goes back. And not only that, he makes a nace that he gives a person new koiches, new energies, and that's why we feel all energized in the morning. Fine, that's a menoscha ba'leilos. The promise that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us that He'll return our neshama. Hamispalel kishu koreya bebaruch. Here goes. You're supposed to bend by the knees. Baruch, you bend by the knees. Ukeshu zoikev, what are you laughing about? Ekshu zoikev b'shem. And then he bends over. Baruch Ata, he bends over completely like this guy. Thumbs up. All his vertebrae are separated. His head is downwards also. And then when you say Hashem's name, no, this. And then when he says Hashem, he comes up. So you come up by anytime you mention Hashem's name. So it's a good thing to remember also by Baruch Hu as well. Baruch Hu es Hashem, you come up by Hashem. Not Baruch Hu es Hashem and Vayrach and come up. Or Baruch Hu es Hashem and come up. By Hashem's name you come up. Why? Shu zoykef. Zoykef b'Shem. Omar Shmuel, my time at the Rav Dichsiv, Hashem zoykef kefufim. Hashem straightens out the bent people. So we're bent. You should stay here. Avi, grab the camera for a second. I want to do a demonstration. I want everybody in the shir to have it right. Here. Oh, stand on this thing. Ready? This is how it goes. You bend your knees. I hope I get this right. Baruch Atah. Now you pick up your head like this, like a snake. Hashem, slowly. That we're going to see in a second. All right, you got it? Because no, you see different people doing different things. Everybody has their own way of doing it. I said Shalom b'mroimov, I said Shalom aleinu. Like there's different. We got to get it straight. Through brachas, we're going to get it straight. You're supposed to be in the movement to get up. I believe Hashem. I don't know if it's completed. I don't know how long you say Hashem, but it's
You're standing. You're supposed to be standing already.
Yeah. You're at least supposed to start it. That's for sure. Meisvei, how does this fit in with this? Mipnei shmi nichasu. You should be lower. You should be humbled when you say my name. In other words, you should be in a downwards position when you say Hashem's name, not coming up. Says the Gemara, miksiv bishmi, during my name. Mipnei shmiksiv, before my name. So even before, so maybe that answers your question. Like before I finish the name, I should already be up. Shmuel told the son of Rav, Shmuel and Rav, the famous duet. How do you say it? The famous, they're great, the famous duo, Rav and Shmuel, the Amr Tavayu. So he tells his son, I don't know if his father was alive, I don't know if Rav was alive or not. Bar Uryan, the son of Torah. Let me tell you something beautiful that your father said. Same thing what we just said. You bend your knees by Baruch. And then you continue down. It doesn't say what you do by Ato, but you continue downwards. You bend your whole back. When you go up, zoikev b'shem. Turn the page. Daf Yud Beis Amud Beis. Rav Sheishes kikara kichizro. Zokev kichivro. When he came up, he went down like a stick quickly, but he went up like a snake, really slow. Snakes go up slow, their head comes up. Why? He wanted to show that it's not a burden on him to be in that position. Huh?
My granddaughter's called Orion.
Really?
Yeah, after the snake.
No. Urion is Tyra, Bar Urion. Not a snake. Tyra.
No, I'm saying my granddaughter's called Orion. Orion is somebody who's got Tyra.
Tyra. Oh, okay. Hillel Abraham says that his granddaughter's name is Urion. So her kid will be called Bar Urion, the son of Orion. All year round we say Okel HaKadosh. Where do we get all these halachas? From this Gemara right here. Chutz ma'asor yomim, aser simei tshuva, shevei Rosh Hashanah v'yom kippurim, shemispalel hamelech HaKadosh, v'hamelech HaMishpat. Okay, that's one shita that he's supposed to say hamelech. V'Rebbe Lazar amar, afilo amar Okel HaKadosh yotza. Even if you say Okel HaKadosh yotza, says Rebbe Lazar, shenemar v'yigba Hashem tzvakos b'mishpat, v'Okel HaKadosh nikdash b'tzedakah. We say this on Rosh Hashanah in Shemon Esrei, right? A Mosai v'yigba Hashem tzvakos b'mishpat. You see that during Asar Simei Tshuva, Okel HaKadosh. Why do you say Melech HaKadosh? Because Hashem acts as a king then, judging the entire world, says Rashi. Might have Allah. So what's the halacha if somebody forgets and says Okel HaKadosh? Rav Yosef Okel HaKadosh u'Melech Ohev Tzedakah u'Mishpat. It's okay. Rabba Omar HaMelech HaKadosh v'HaMelech HaMishpat v'Hilchos HaKarabba. You must say HaMelech HaKadosh, and if you don't say HaMelech HaKadosh, you have to repeat Shmoneh Esrei, and that's the halacha. This is amazing Gemara. We all think that you have, some people take down names, some people don't. Says the Gemara, what if you have a friend that's sick and you don't daven for him? Nikra choite, he's called a sinner. Shenemar gamanoichi cholilali mechatoy lashem mechadoy lispal ba'atchem. Chatoy lashem, it's a sin to Hashem from refraining to daven for you. Omar Rava, im Talmud Chacham hu tzorich sheyachla atzmi olav. Also an amazing chiddush. If there's a Talmud Chacham that's sick and requires a refuah, you must make yourself sick to the point you daven and you fast for him until you become physically ill. My taima, ilema mishum d'chsiv. By Shaul it says, ve'ein, he tells them, ve'ein choyla mikem olai. Nobody's becoming sick for me. You see, you should become sick for somebody like Shaul, Talmud Chacham. Says the Gemara, Dilma Melech Shani, no raya from Shaul because he was the king. So for a king, you have to make yourself sick, but maybe Talmud Chacham not. Ela mehacha, David says, on Doeg and Achitophel, who were Talmud Chachamim, Vani b'chaloisim levushi, and he wore sakim. Bekitzer, he made himself sick on them. If a person commits an aveira and he's embarrassed by his aveira, he's internally embarrassed. Unbelievable chiddush as well. If just for this was worth it. The literal pshat, just the regular meaning here, some say a little different, but it says that the moichel all your averas, not just the avera that you're embarrassed by, but all your averas. You show that you care about HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You're embarrassed with your actions. Shenemar leman tiskiri uvoisht. So Yecheskel tells the people in Yerushalayim, you should remember and you should be embarrassed. And if you are, because of your. Says the Gemara, that's not a good raya. He was talking to the community, but what about an individual? The famous story, everything. Shaul found out he has to go to war tomorrow. The Plishtim are coming towards them. They have to go to battle. He doesn't know what to do. He's panicking. So he starts asking the Urim V'Tumim. He asks Hashem. He asks the Nevi'im. No answers. Zero. Silence. Belez Breira, he goes and he does the Isser. He goes and he takes Shmuel, who's just nifter. He pulls him out of his caver with the Oiv, with Kishov. He brings his spirit and he starts talking to them. So Shmuel tells him, Lama Yirgastani Lahaloy Soisi. Why are you upsetting me? Why are you doing this? Vayoyim Shaul, Sarli Ma'oid, I'm very sorry, sir. Uplishtim L'chomim Bi, Vashem Sor Ma'olai, Hashem left me. V'lo Yanani, he's not answering me, Oid. Gam biyad nevim, gam b'chaloimis. I tried everything. I tried the dreams. I tried the nevim. So I called you. I need to know what to do. This is the Urim v'Tumim. If you remember, he used this. He tried it. So he asked the Urim v'Tumim, should I go to war tomorrow? Blink. Usually the letters will light up and give him a message. Nothing. How come Shaul doesn't mention this? He says, I asked the Nevi'im, I asked Hashem, I asked the Chaloim. You should say, and I asked the Urim v'Tumim. Isn't Shmuel going to say, why didn't you go ask the Urim? He should tell him, I asked the Urim v'Tumim and nothing happened. Says the Gemara, because he was embarrassed. And here you see the concept of being embarrassed, and that you get mechilas avainas. Why was he embarrassed? Mishum de katli l'noi vira kohanim. Why didn't the Urim v'Tumim work for him? Because he killed the entire city of Noiv. The famous story, David HaMelech was running away. David HaMelech tricked Noiv, the city of Kohanim. He said, I'm here, I need to help the king. Give me a sword, give me food. They gave him what he asked for. But they had no idea. They were shoygig. Goes, who was it over there? That snitched? Doeg. Doeg goes and snitches on them. And he lies. So Shaul sent, and they killed everybody. He told Doeg, go kill them. They killed the whole city. In addition to killing the whole city, they also killed 7 Givonim that were the water carriers. That's important for the next sugya. So he killed them all. So his punishment for killing all the Kohanim was Urim v'Tumim doesn't work. So what is he supposed to tell Shmuel? I asked the Urim v'Tumim. Yeah, you asked the Urim v'Tumim, it didn't work. You did that terrible sin of killing Noiv. So you see that he's embarrassed by it. So how do you know that he was actually, because of his embarrassment, he got a mechila? Shenemar u'machar atu v'necho imi. Shmuel tells him, go to war, and guess what's going to happen? You're going to die. Is there anybody in their right mind? Think about it. If somebody tells you you're going to go to war, you're going to die. You and your whole family. Who would do it? But he knew that at the end of the pasuk, imi. If you go to war, you have a choice. Either go to war and you'll be with me, or you don't go to war. You don't have to go to war, but you won't be with me. And he chose to go to war. Like we discussed all the way in the beginning of the Masechta. If you learn Torah, you get to learn with others that Torah. But to be in the mechitz of Shmuel HaNavi, can you imagine? Because people have to realize that Shaul, some people think, Chayta, this. Shaul was with Shmuel HaNavi in Gan Eden. B'mechitzasi. Can't comprehend the madrega of Shaul.
That's the proof that was Nimchal.
Right. He's Nimchal. But not everybody that's Nimchal goes in the mechitz of Shmuel. I don't know if you'll go to the mechitz of the Chavetz Chaim. You know what I'm saying? There's madregas. You go to different mechitzas to go all the way to the mechitz of Shmuel HaNavi.
There's a big Talmud Chacham and a big tzaddik that wrote a book called Bechir Hashem, where he explains why Shaul was a big tzaddik.
Okay.
He did all those averas, he had information to justify why.
Say there. V'Rabbanan Amri Mahacha. V'Ikanim LaHashem b'giv Shaul Bechir Hashem. What's that?
So it says also that the mechila is the fact that he went to war. Because Harai wasn't
Right.
Nimchal yet because the Urim v'Tumim didn't answer him.
Right. Very good. Yeah, the Urim v'Tumim didn't answer him. That means he's still on Avera. And then the fact he went to war, that gave him mechila. Imi b'mechitzasi. V'Rabbanan Amri Mahacha, also from Shaul. It says that the Gevonim were very upset, and there was problems in Klal Yisrael, and they said, what should we do? It's because you killed the Gevonim, 7 of them. So they went to the Gevonim, be Michael. They said, we'll be Michael on one condition. Give us 7 of Shaul's sons, we'll hang them in public, and then we'll be Michael. But Kana Hashem begiv Shaul. So did the Gevonim like Shaul at all? No, they hated him. And then it says, the end of the pasuk is, Bechir Hashem. Why would somebody that hates somebody else call him the chosen one? Call Shaul the chosen one. Says the Gemara, they didn't call him the chosen one. What happened was Yotza Baskov Amra Bechir Hashem. The pasuk, the continuation of the pasuk is Hashem saying, Bechir Hashem, you're the chosen one. In other words, how does Hashem call him a chosen one? Because he's the chosen one. He had a mechila, he had a kapara. Amar Rav Bar Zutrasi, Amar Rav Yehuda Bar Zvida. Bikshu Likvay Parshas Balak B'Kriyashma. They tried to put in the parsha of Balak into Kriyashma. And the Gemara is going to explain why. And why didn't it work? Mishum Torach Tzibur. This is a concept, and we can learn a lot from this. There's a concept of Tircha de Tzibura, causing the Olam to wait. and to burden them with things. And the parsha of Balak is very long, so it caused a burden to Klal Yisrael. I'm not going to talk about the shul that caused me trauma and different tirchet tzibur is going on. I'm not going to talk about it. My time, it's like a lifelong trauma. What's so special about Balak? It talks about the Yetzias Mitzrayim. Okay, there's other places in the Torah. Lemon Parshas Ribis or Parshas Mishkalois. You should use the proper weights in your business. D'chsib b'em Yetzias Mitzrayim. Elo Rabbi Yosef bar Rabbi Mishum d'chsib bei bo haikro kora shochav ka'ari uchelovi mi kimeno. It says this amazing pasuk. And anybody that went on a safari, it's all about safari. Anybody that went, you go on a safari, you'll never see an animal just sitting around in the middle of the open plain sleeping. But you will see a lion in the middle of the open plain. He has no problem. He'll plop down anywhere he wants. Kora shochav kari. The HaKadosh Baruch Hu should let us sleep in peace. And we can wake up in peace. We don't have to worry about the bad guys attacking us while we're sleeping. Just like a lion, it has no concerns at all. However, Rashi says something amazing here. That the point is that in this parsha we have the concept of shchiva and kima. B'shach b'chov kumecha. Shochav kari uchilavi mi kumeno b'shach b'chov kumecha. We want to continue with the parsha of b'shach b'chov kumecha. V'lei mahai psuka v'suloi. I have a great idea. You don't want to trouble the olam? Great. Say one pasuk. It's a beautiful pasuk. Say it. Gemiri kol parsha the pasuk Moshe Rabbeinu paskinon. You have to say all the psukim in the parsha. So you go from a pei to a pei to a samach, but you can't stop. You can't just pick and choose psukim. You don't stop in the middle of a parsha. So you're probably wondering, so how come the Balkar sometimes when there's a bar mitzvah, he stops in the middle of nowhere? Our Balkar stops in good places. He knows where to stop. In America, sometimes you have the funniest stoppage, like it's in the middle of a word. But okay, why? Because if you're going to continue, says the halacha, if you're going to continue later, that's okay also. As long as you finish up the parsha, that's good. But just to insert one pasuk and that's it, that's not good. Parshas Tzitzis v'nei kavua. What's so great about Parshas Tzitzis, the third parsha? There are 5 things in the parsha. Let's count that loud here. Mitzvahs Tzitzis, that's 1. Yetzias Mitzrayim is 2. Oil mitzvahs 3. V'das minim 4. Hira Aveira 5. V'hira Avodas Vara 6. No? It says Mipnei sheyesh bo chamisha dvarim, and now we just counted 6. So they say that minos and hira avodas zara is the same. That's one pshat in Taisus. We'll see. Bishlam adat las mefarshim. What? Saying there's the different gears on the side, but without that, the Rishonim already discussed. Bishlam adat las mefarshon. It's obvious. All mitzvahs. The chsiv urisim oiso yuz chartim is kol mitzvahs Hashem. Okay, kol mitzvahs Hashem. It's talking about all the mitzvahs. Tzitzis. This can't get more obvious than tzitzis. The chsiv vasulem tzitzis 3 times. Yitzias Mitzrayim d'chsiv asher yitzias Yisrael Mitzrayim. El das minim to change the meaning of the Torah, like we said before. Like Hashem only gave the Aseret Adibros. He only gave this. That's das minim. Here Aveira, Vira Avodas Zara min alon. We know these 3 things. The Sayo Achrei levavchem, going after your heart. Zuminus. How do you know that's talking about changing the Torah, being a apikoros? V'cheinu omer omar. Novel beliboy ein Elokim. So you see that when it comes to minos, it's talking about the heart. Achrei einechem, following your eyes. What's that? Guard your eyes. Zehiru aveira. That's thinking about an aveira. Shenemar v'yoyim shimshon elov v'voisakachli ki yishar be'einoi. I want to marry her has to do with the eyes. Atem zoinim, which one might think without learning this Gemara, zoinim is a lashon of znus. Maybe that's erva? No. Zeh here avodas zara. That has to do with avodas zara. V'cheinu omer vayiznu achrei ba'olim. I guess we could do the Mishnah. We have time. Maskirim Yitzias Mitzrayim b'leilos. Everybody knows this Mishnah by heart from the Haggadah. Why do you say the third parsha at night there's no mitzvah of tzitzis? So why are we mentioning it? Omer Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah Harei ani kivenchim shana. What's the pshat? I'm like 70 years old. Why am I like 70 years old, Ari? Because my beard is white. It became a nest. When they made him, they appointed him to be the Nasi. His beard changed into white, says Rashi.
How old is he?
He was only 18. A nace. The Rambam says it wasn't a nace. Why? Because how did he become Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah? Because he worked his kishkas off. He learned day and night to the point, says the Rambam, that he turned his body into a body of a 70-year-old. He ruined his body, so to speak, and then Mela, his body pulled out a white beard. That's what it says. So it wasn't a nace. That's what the Rambam says. I didn't know why I should say Mitzias Mitzrayim at night. We darshan. Yimei chayecha hayomim. Kol yimei chayecha haleilos. What's the extra kol? Kol yimei chayecha. You should say this parasha even at night. V'chachamim oimrim yimei chayecha olam hazeh. Kol yimei chayecha lahavi l'mois Mashiach. You're supposed to say Kriya Shema in the time of Mashiach, and the Gemara is going to discuss what you do say in the time of Mashiach, what you don't. Have a wonderful, beautiful day. Number, Avi.